In the old part of the city, there was a street people were afraid to even name, the Blind Alley. It wasn't very long or narrow, but its reputation was terrifying. Even during the day, no one dared pass through it. The walls were stained with black moisture, electric wires hung loosely from crumbling rooftops, and a heavy silence blanketed everything, as if time itself had stopped. Locals believed a horrible incident had occurred there decades ago. A family who lived in that alley had mysteriously disappeared one night. Their bodies were never found. All that remained were their screams, echoing in memory, sealed windows, and one old mirror. To the younger generation, it was just another urban legend. But for Alex, a bold investigative journalist, it was a story worth digging into. Known for exposing hidden truths behind urban myths, Alex saw the Blind Alley as an opportunity. He invited his friend William, a cameraman, to join him in exploring the alley for a late-night video report. They packed all their equipment, a night vision camera, voice recorder, power bank, and William even carried a bottle of blessed water after whispering a prayer over it, just in case. At exactly 11 p.m., the two reached the mouth of the alley. A dense silence surrounded them. Alex turned on the camera and began recording. Tonight, we're entering a street no one dares to walk after dark. Let's find out what really hides in the Blind Alley. They stepped forward. William scanned the area nervously. Every window was shut tight, every door locked. But something felt off. Like something was watching them. The deeper they walked, the colder the air grew. It was heavy, suffocating, unnatural. Halfway through the alley stood an old, broken-down house. Its door wasn't locked, just barred by a loose wooden plank. Alex removed the plank and pushed the door open. The inside felt frozen in time. Moldy walls, broken chairs, torn curtains, and in the middle of it all, an old, tall mirror. William pointed his camera toward it. Suddenly, he gasped. "I just saw someone," he whispered, "in the mirror. Watching us." He turned around, but no one was there. Alex raised an eyebrow. "Probably your imagination." But even he looked uneasy. Alex stepped closer to the mirror and looked at his reflection. Everything seemed normal, until, for a brief second, his own eyes shifted into something else. Lifeless. Black. As if they weren't his, he staggered backward. "This mirror is wrong," he muttered. William gripped his camera tightly. "We need to leave, Alex. Something's not right." But Alex was already drawn in. "No. We're this close. We have to know what's really going on." He ignored William's protests. The mirror began to hum softly. Inside, a shadow stirred, watching them from the other side. William nervously nodded. "All right, but don't take too long." Alex began inspecting the room. On one wall, deep scratch marks were carved, as if someone had tried to write something with their fingernails. He shone his phone's light on it. The words became clearer. "He's inside the mirror. Don't look." Beneath the message was a date, 30 years old. William's voice shook. "Alex, seriously. This feels real." But Alex smirked. "This is getting more interesting by the minute." Suddenly, he stopped laughing. The mirror was moving. Something inside it was stirring. A shadow appeared in the reflection, standing where Alex should have been. It wasn't moving, just staring. William looked at the camera screen. The image began to blur. A loud slam echoed through the house. They turned. The door was shut. William ran to it, but it wouldn't budge. Alex looked back at the mirror. The shadow was now pointing at him. The lights began to flicker. The mirror started to tremble, like something trapped inside was trying to break out. William began reciting prayers and sprinkled the water he had brought in all directions. For a brief moment, the mirror quieted. Alex took a deep breath. "That mirror. It's the source. We have to destroy it." William hesitated. "What if something worse happens?" Alex replied, "Worse? We're already in it." He grabbed a piece of broken wood and smashed it against the mirror with full force. It shattered, and with it came a blood-curdling scream. The floor trembled, dark smoke poured out of the walls. Both of them fell to the ground. Alex pulled William up. They ran toward the door. It was open, but outside everything had changed. The same alley, but now it looked burned and ruined. The road was gone. The sky glowed red. William gasped. We didn't come out. We went somewhere else. Alex scanned the surroundings. Shadows whispered in the distance. Then a hand landed on his shoulder. He turned around. A face, pale, eyeless, was standing behind him. William collapsed unconscious. Alex screamed, but no sound came out. The creature leaned close and whispered, "You opened the gate. It cannot be closed now." And vanished. Alex tried to revive William, but his eyes had turned white. And his voice, no longer his own, spoke in a deep, haunting tone, "We are trapped. You're one of us now. Part of the alley." Alex backed away, trembling, tears forming in his eyes. The mirror's shattered pieces still lay on the floor, but in them, his reflection had changed. Alex slowly stepped back, but with each step, the atmosphere grew heavier. The walls seemed to whisper around him, "You can't leave. You opened the gate." William's condition was worsening. His voice was no longer human. He kept repeating the same sentence over and over, "The mirror is alive. It will pull you in." Alex tried to stay calm. He pulled out his phone to call for help, but there was no signal. He checked the camera's footage. Every file was corrupted, as if none of it had been recorded. Then, a cold breeze swept through the alley. Thick smoke began filling the air, and from deep inside the mist came the soft voice of a child. A child's figure emerged from the smoke. Barefoot, no more than 8 years old, wearing a dusty shirt, the boy looked up and said, "Mister, I know how to get out." Alex froze. Who are you?" The boy smiled sadly. "My name's Felix. I came in here once too. Long ago. I never made it out." Alex stepped back instinctively. But Felix calmly said, "Don't be afraid. I can show you the way. But you have to promise me something." "What promise?" Felix replied, "If you get out, don't ever speak of this place again. Don't tell anyone what you saw here, or the door will open again." Alex nodded solemnly. He had no other choice. Felix grabbed his hand and led him toward a hidden wall near the alley's end. There, behind the moss and cracks, was a narrow stone archway, something that hadn't been there before. "This is the final edge," Felix said, stopping short. "I can't go beyond this." "Why not?" Alex asked. Felix gave a hollow smile. "I'm part of this place now. I can guide people, but I can't leave. You still have a chance. As long as you don't look back." Alex took a deep breath. Suddenly, the mirror inside the house began to reassemble itself, piece by piece. A horrifying scream echoed from behind. The alley began to tremble. The sky turned darker, and smoke poured from every crack in the ground. Alex turned slightly. He saw the mirror, whole again, shining like a polished doorway. From within, shadows reached out. Whispers returned. "No one escapes. You belong to us now." Felix shouted, "Run. Now." Alex bolted. He ran past the archway, through the alley, ignoring the voices, ignoring the pull behind him. He could see a faint light ahead. His legs grew heavy, the ground shook beneath him. Still, he ran, faster than ever before. The light hit his face. He collapsed onto the street outside, breathing heavily, eyes half closed. He lay motionless. When Alex opened his eyes again, he was in a hospital room. Sterile white walls surrounded him. His sister Hannah was sitting beside the bed, crying. He whispered, "Where's William?" Hannah looked confused. "Who's William?" "You were alone. We saw your video. You were filming. But you weren't talking to anyone. You were just staring at a mirror." Alex's face went pale. "No, he was there. He was with me." But his voice broke. Something inside him knew. The alley had taken William. Alex sat up in his hospital bed, heart pounding. clothes still dusty from the alley. He looked around in disbelief. Same city, same time. But something felt wrong. He reached for his phone, turned it on. The screen flickered and displayed a message, "Only one may return." He stared at the mirror hanging on the hospital wall. For a split second, it reflected not his hospital bed, but the alley, the broken house, the red sky, and in the far corner, William, staring at him. Alex backed away. His voice trembled. "William, I'm sorry." Alex tried to tell the doctors, but no one believed him. Dr. Mitchell closed the file and told Hannah, "Post-traumatic hallucinations, possibly dissociation." "We found him unconscious in the alley," repeating one sentence. "Don't look at the mirror." "Don't look." Hannah held his hand. "It's okay now. You're safe." But Alex knew the truth. He had left a part of himself behind, and the mirror was not done with him yet. Every night in the hospital, he heard the whispers, "We're still here. You saw us. You can't forget." Weeks passed. Alex refused to touch a camera again. He spent most of his time writing in his journal, one line over and over, "I'm sorry, William." One evening, he turned on his laptop and browsed through old footage. Strangely, one corrupted file had restored itself. It showed him and William entering the alley. Clear, high-quality footage, but when the camera turned toward William, his face wasn't normal. It shimmered like a reflection, like something trapped behind glass. The video played to the very end. Just before it cut off, William looked straight into the lens. He smiled and said, "You broke your promise, Alex. The door is opening again." The screen glitched. The lights in Alex's room went out. He stared at the mirror on the wall. A cold breath fogged the glass. He reached for the light switch, trembling, then saw something being etched into the mirror's surface, with invisible fingers. "The gate is never closed." Alex screamed, stumbling backward. From the mirror, a voice whispered, "Blood is the only way to seal it." Suddenly, the glass cracked. A dark silhouette began to form inside the mirror. It reached forward, pressing against the glass. The hospital room felt colder than death. Alex tried to run, but the door slammed shut. The shadow whispered again, "You belong here now. Forever." And the last thing Alex saw was his own reflection smiling back at him, but with William's eyes. Alex was found the next morning lying unconscious on the hospital floor. The staff said the room was ice cold, the mirror shattered, yet no one had heard anything. He was transferred to psychiatric care. For weeks, he didn't speak. When he finally did, all he asked was, "Is William still there? Inside the mirror?" No one understood. No one remembered William. When Hannah checked the old footage on Alex's laptop, William wasn't in any of it, not a single frame, like he never existed. Dr. Mitchell called it trauma-induced hallucination, but Alex knew better. He remembered William's voice, his screams, his hand reaching out. He remembered Felix, the ghost child who helped him escape. He remembered the whispers. And the rule, never speak of the alley again. But now, it was too late. Alex had broken the promise. The signs were returning. Every mirror he passed fogged up. Shadows moved behind the glass. And always, a soft voice said, "You opened the gate." Again. One night, Alex sat alone, scrolling through restored footage on his laptop. One final video had appeared, timestamped that very night. He clicked. There he was, inside the alley again. But this time, he wasn't holding the camera. William was, ready to go back in? William said in the video. Alex's video self nodded. The screen glitched. Then William looked directly into the lens and smiled. "It's your turn, Alex." The video ended, and the laptop shut off by itself. The lights went out, the room went still, and from the standing mirror near the door came a whisper, "Come home." Alex stood slowly, walked to the mirror. His reflection was missing. In its place, Felix, the boy whispered, "You promised." Alex reached out, his hand passed through the glass like water. The mirror rippled, pulling him in. The next morning, his room was empty. No signs of a struggle, no Alex, just a mirror, and inside it, a man, pounding silently to get out. The door to the blind alley had closed again, but not for long.